kind of a racist comment.
Testing. Holding my mic. Oh, I'm still editing that. You're recording, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm still editing that last, like the one that hasn't gone, the one that was supposed to go up last Friday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick through it to the end, but I have to I think I'm not even halfway through. It's just like the old days where I'm just trying to cut every single gap to make my voice a little bit louder to equalize, because either it's your voice is coming out really loud or mine is really quiet. So that's just all the agony that I'm going through is what's reminding me to talk like this and not all the way back here like this.
So okay, I gotta make some up. Every time you go testing. Have you ever seen the Cinema Snob review of that fucking walk loop, the fucking kids show, the Oogly Loves?
Yeah.
They do the testing thing, and that shit stuck in my head. I've seen that review so many times.
I remember seeing the car review that they did the first time, where I remember specifically the one where they're in the car and Brad's just trying to imitate Carrie Elwes, going "You like bubbles?" But he does super over the top, with his eyes just bulging, "You like bubbles?"
Apparently they got high when they watched it.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, I heard they say that in another episode.
I mean, it makes sense. It seems like something you could only enjoy when under the influence of some narcotic substances.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Speaking of things that you need to be stoned like a biblical whore to enjoy, the biggest breakthrough in cinema has come out in the last couple of days. It's a masterpiece, man.
I'd be inclined to agree. I guess we're addressing the big blue CGI elephant in the room.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. It's been... even before the trailer dropped, just the first image of the trailer has gotten people talking nonstop about it.
I don't think you could make him look worse.
I want to say that when I first saw the poster, I thought it was going to look worse. It looks like maybe 1 point better, because in the poster, the silhouette poster I'm talking about, it looks like he has beady eyes, like an actual hedgehog. But I guess
we have an actual hedgehog, but it's blue and animated.
See, that would be at least a little bit better if they made him completely realistic. I mean,
well, as realistic as they can with a blue fucking Flashpoint Paradox Sonic.
I mean, that seems to be what they try to do. So
there is one part of this fucking trailer that got me going though. Eggman of Jim Carrey.
Yeah, he's basically just reprising his role as Ace Ventura, and it actually works.
Yeah.
I've kind of missed the old wacky Jim Carrey, because for a while, he was doing all the indie movies like Eternal Sunshine and all these drama stuff, which he's good at. But it's been a while since he's done anything super over the top, to my knowledge.
Yeah, he reminds me in some ways like Nicolas Cage, or some actors you have to leash and some you need to unleash.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that.
Also, he looks like the guy from Lazy Town, but with inverse he looks like Dante to Lazy Town's Virgil.
Yeah, I saw people comparing him to Sporticus from Lazy Town. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
I'm sorry, I've always had a soft spot for Eggman.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's just gonna be called Robotnik in the movie, and also he doesn't the part where they show at the very end where he has the big mustache. Yeah. That's actually supposedly just the teaser at the end of the credits scene.
Now, I'll still watch it. It looks awful, but I'll be watching it for Eggman.
Yeah.
And also, God, when do you think the script was written based on some of the jokes?
Ooh.
They had a really 90s joke in there about stuffing him in a bag and go, "Is that your child?" No, it's not my child. I mean, it's a child, but it's not mine.
I'm going to be super pessimistic and say that was written a year before this trailer was made.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I said this on Facebook with you. This is what I was expecting Detective Pikachu to look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I can agree with that. Detective Pikachu looks good still. I'm still excited for that.
I saw the final trailer and it's fucking great.
Uh-huh. Detective Pikachu, to go off on a tangent, because we're going to talk plenty about the Sonic trailer, but Detective Pikachu looks like it's marketed towards the Gen 1, people who grew up with Gen 1.
But they still have nods to everyone else.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it just seems like it's more focused on the millennials who grew up with the Game Boy era, and like if they're and like it seems like they're also again they are putting in like other I guess more current gens in there for the younger kids, but yeah, it does seem interesting and it fits because of like the sort of darker like get me the hell out of here aesthetic to it.
Yeah, like the thing. I believe the artist on there is named R.J. Palmer. I know him because he did realistic Pokemon on DeviantArt.
Yeah, you said you like know him from like Discord.
Too. He's on a Discord I'm on. He hasn't on much. It turns out he's fucking working for Legendary.
Yeah, I mean, good on him.
Yeah, I mean apparently his work was good enough. Nintendo said, "Hey boy, come here." Reggie Fils-Aimé, walk in there. Mm-hmm. I'm leaving, but I entrust this duty to you.
Mm-hmm. Puts his giant hands on his shoulders. He's like a fraction of a pound from like crushing him.
No, he knights him with his hand, but his hand's like a fucking weapon of war.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Sonic. I'm actually looking forward to it. It looks like I mentioned on Twitter. It looks like the studio is just making a giant shitpost, and I'm actually kind of ecstatic to see the results.
So do you believe that there are some businesses that purposely make movies to flop to get a little bit of cash back?
Oh, absolutely.
I kind of think that they're doing that as well as trying to make something that people will enjoy ironically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you hear about tax write-offs constantly in Hollywood and in TV. Mostly it's, like, for cartoons, though, I've seen it mostly for cartoons that are actually good. Like, Symbionic Titan was a tax write-off. Megas XLR was a tax write-off. A few others, it escaped the top of my head. But, yeah, it's mostly, like, when I hear about it in cartoons and TV, it's usually from really good stuff. Tower Prep, I think, was another one. That was a live-action Cartoon Network show.
I mean, remember when every fucking thing on that show was live action?
Oh, yeah, that was the dark era, quote unquote, of
We live in a dark era.
CN Real, yeah.
Oh my god. But I kind of like the aesthetic of Robotnik's machines. I like when they flip it, the smaller one comes out.
Do you think they're actually going to put, like, animals in, like, the robots? Or
what I would actually kind of think would be kind of awesome is they make you think it's like a bunny in there and a fucking Wolverine jumps out.
See, that's a lot. It sounds like it'll be a lot funnier in my head than if they actually executed it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the name of the guy who plays the cop? Is that James Marsden? Or is that the guy who voices Sonic? I don't know, like the human guy.
The white guy.
Yeah, white cop guy. And then, like, he opens it up and then just jumps at his face.
Yeah, God. I also kind of I want them to do Knuckles. I want them to do Knuckles, and I want to see if they have the mental stamina and endurance not to make the joke we're all thinking of. Having him lost and look at a sign and say, "Hey, do you know which way that is? Do you know the way?"
Oh.
God, I'm sorry.
It's funny how that meme is so outdated already that completely went over my head.
It went over my head till one of my friends kept posting pictures of a Rothschild's giraffe until I realized it's the Ugandan giraffe. He kept on, "Do you know the way?" and posting the fucking... I'm glad that meme is dead. That meme,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually saw on Facebook, apparently someone leaked their, like, recount of the first test screening. And, like, they leaked the entire plot, supposedly. I didn't read the whole thing because I actually kind of want to be surprised. But, yeah, they did mention that the scene at the end of the trailer with showing Jim Carrey going full Robotnik, that's not going to be seen until the end.
Who's the guy with him?
The commander guy?
No, but, like, the guy who's always, like, fucking behind, like, when he does that, like, he shit talks the one dude, and the guy says, "That means he's calling you basic."
I don't know. He's probably just generic crony guy.
Yeah, I was curious if we are going to have him be the dude who made Shadow. That would kind of be actually kind of interesting to, like, throw that one out.
The guy made Shadow. That was his grandfather, right? Gerald Robotnik?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hate that I remember that lore. I hate that I remember so much Sonic
I
lore.
fucking try. I really liked Shadow the Hedgehog when I was a kid. I fucking loved that game. The fucking butt rock as you're walking around shooting everyone.
No, I think I probably would have loved it too, because I actually kind of liked the darker aesthetic of Sonic Adventure 2.
Do you know they actually, what its test name was? Columbine Sonic. I'm sorry, that was fucking messed up, but yeah.
No, I laugh at Columbine jokes all the time. I laugh at 9/11 jokes.
Yeah.
You mentioned that speed is really hard to do.
Yeah, because, like, if you can move fast, like, if you're moving fast enough to bounce off missiles, why aren't you just fucking walking up behind the guy, handcuffing him to a tree, and then beating him to death?
Yeah, I see that get brought up with the Flash also.
Yeah. So you either tone down the speed or you give him a fucking weakness. Like, if I'm in supersonic speed too much, my head explodes, and Amy Rose eats my heart. I used to be afraid of her. As a kid, like, there's something really creepy about her, like the rapey vibes.
Yeah. I think I kind of got that as well as a kid.
And then there's that. What was that? Remember that Sonic Heroes game? Mm-hmm. Remember that bunny that followed her?
That cream. Yeah.
I only played that team so I could play Big the Cat.
Mm-hmm.
I hated Cream. Just her voice.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say that I kind of blame Sonic the Hedgehog. There were a lot of games from that era that turned me that may be dangerously close to turning into a furry. Like there's Sonic, there's Sly Cooper, Crystal from Star Fox.
You could argue like Crash Bandicoot maybe.
I don't know.
No,
I don't think so.
No, not Crash Bandicoot. There's another one. Oh wait, no. I got Crash Bandicoot design mixed up with Jax. Can you picture that game but it's just Crash Bandicoot instead of Jax, but the story's completely the same? You have to stop this dark echo thing.
Wow.
That's how he talks. Like I was trying to do a fucking impression. I haven't played Crash Bandicoot since I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. The only Crash Bandicoot game I ever played was 3 on the PlayStation.
I had the one that was you had to fight that the Tiki dude found other Tiki dudes, and you had to go for each elemental level. The Wrath of Cortex.
Yeah.
Neo Cortex is great.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a cinematic universe of furry animal heroes. Like we have Crash Bandicoot, but it's a gritty reboot with Neo Cortex being played by like Wes Craven's. No. Robert Englund's Neo Cortex.
I did see a while back. I got the Naughty Dog art book, and one of the, there were a few there's a chapter dedicated to shelved projects, and one of them was actually a Jack and Daxter reboots that looked just awful. Because has a photorealistic Daxter who I guess doesn't speak.
What did he fucking look like?
Just like a regular otter, or yeah. It's it kind of makes me think of because I saw the trailer for Lion King remake. It kind of makes me think of that, where it's just like you strip out all the personality of an animal character when you make them when you go from cartoon to live action, so to speak. Yeah,
it'd be kind of cool though if he was fucking psychic or some shit like that, like the eyes glue or some shit. Oh my god. Speaking of that, fucking Sonic has that ring from Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He throws the warp ring and then, yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine, he could kill someone. Imagine if he had Robotnik go through and pulled it, I don't know. Imagine if this movie turned really fucking gory in the last 5 minutes. like Robotnik starts shooting people. You know, I kind of prefer the name Robotnik to Eggman, to be honest.
Me too. I grew up with Robotnik, so when I think it wasn't called Eggman in America until the adventure games.
Got a question. Do you think that they're going to make a playoff of Snooping as Usual? I'm wondering how many Sonic jokes are going to end up in this.
Yeah, that I wonder too. Because I said before, it feels like a giant shitpost. I'm not sure if it is, if they're going to do it genuinely, or if they are going to sneak some Sonic memes in there.
I kind of want to see some of the memes, to be honest.
See, I don't think that the people who wrote this are in touch enough with the Memoverse.
Speaking of that, think of fucking Pikachu had a trailer. Pikachu goes, "Sweet mother of Arceus," or Arceus, however you say it. Fucking Ryan Reynolds got it right. They're doing all the right things.
You know what would get me 100% behind this Sonic movie?
What?
Is if it were written by a certain individual. You probably know who I'm talking about.
You really like the Coen brothers that much?
Guess again.
Obviously, the Chan himself.
You're
Chris
close. You're close. Not quite.
Who?
Think Chris.
The comic writer.
Ken Penders, yes.
Fuck. It becomes a hard R movie. Like there's gonna be a scene of, oh my fucking god, I'm trying to picture that. God.
Yeah, that would actually make it really interesting because he is such he's basically I don't know if psychopath is the right word.
No, psychopaths are charismatic.
Yeah, he's like I don't even know how to describe him because he's like
He's got some vague mental illness that hasn't been diagnosed yet.
yeah. Like I want to compare him to Chris Chan, but they feel different, like different types of people.
Like, do you think? I believe there's this energy that connects everything.
Yeah.
Some people call it poke, others call it fucked up, and it's the different degrees of those two.
Mm-hmm. And somehow the Sonic fandom is a breeding ground for this kind of behavior. Yeah.
Imagine it like, so you know how Persona 5 mentions Mementos? It's where it's Mementos, but fucking Sonic is the source of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, oh fuck, you know what really got me mad? The hands, the white hands, that looks so awful.
Oh yeah. I guess they made sure they wear socks though. I noticed that in the trailer because I think in the original poster he wasn't wearing socks. But I guess somebody in marketing was like, "You gotta make sure this fucker is wearing socks, otherwise we're going to have to otherwise we're going to hell."
Yeah, like fucking like Reggie Fils-Aimé walks in, Sega has sent me.
And Nintendo does what Genesis doesn't.
Have you ever seen the fucking like Mortal Kombat movie?
No, not all of it.
Oh, have you seen Goro's reveal?
Yeah.
Picture Goro walking through like that, but it's Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Uh-huh.
And when he lifts up his arms, you see Miyamoto behind him do this.
Uh-huh. Is it like JoJo pose?
God. Oh my god, I want Reggie Fils-Aimé as my stand.
Yeah, you put makeup on him, he could absolutely pass for that.
God, he's got the chin for it. Also, fucking Gangsta's Paradise.
Yeah, that was the most baffling thing. Because, I remember when that was, the details of the trailer were leaked, and somebody posted that.
And no one believed him.
Yeah. It's it's not even it's not a fast-paced song. It's and it doesn't have anything to do with Sonic or the
Unless
Sonic
it's
games.
revealed that he's actually a gangster in this universe. He's like Robotnik's a Crip and he's hunting down Sonic because he's a blood.
Uh-huh. Or no, it'd be the other way around.
Yeah,
because
because
red and blue.
Yeah, I mixed up colors. I apologize.
Yeah. A better fitting song would probably be "Welcome to Paradise" by Green Day.
Oh no! Do you know what I think they would have probably used? An Imagine Dragons song.
Oh, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it would be like that song, but it's Imagine Dragons, and there's and they put a synthesized voice in there instead of saying thunder.
Mm-hmm. It makes me think. I saw another person suggest the next trailer is probably gonna have Beyonce's "Better Put a Ring on It."
That would actually be kind of fitting.
Uh-huh.
Kind of.
Yeah, at least it would have something to do with Sonic. Other than I don't know. I saw actually Weird Al Yankovic tweeted out saying, it's I don't know how I feel about the Sonic trailer putting in a parody of my original song Amish Paradise.
Now oh man, I love Weird Al.
Yeah,
he's a treasure. You know he's fucking 60.
Yeah, he looks like he's 40. It's amazing.
Yeah, I believe that he siphons ability. If he does a parody of your song, he steals your life force a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think of Dan Avidan, one of the Game Grumps.
Yeah.
Because he's in his, I think he's pushing 50.
God, really?
I think so.
I don't really I used to watch Game Grumps quite a bit. I fell out of it.
Yeah.
I like JonTron and Danny more than I like Aaron.
Yeah, he's kind of a charisma vacuum, especially as of late.
Yeah, and he gets really upset if you beat him.
Yeah.
Have you seen him get fucking angry? And I was
Mm-hmm.
wow.
He puts the ego in Ego Raptor as it goes.
Why must he insult my favorite clad of birds? Do you see fucking Sonic has quills?
Yeah. And I saw the part where Jim Carrey tastes it and it electroshocks him or whatever.
God. So
that's just going in someone's fetish folder.
How can we incorporate this into our new porno? Can you... I want to see the creator of Sonic look at all the deviant art stuff that came out.
Well, the character designer of Sonic actually saw the design reveal of the movie Sonic, and he said he was like really upset over it. I don't know about really upset, but he was just like, ugh, like had that reaction.
It's like Sonic's a really good design, to be honest.
Yeah, like not great for 3D though. I know that in the 3D era they had a lot of trouble like figuring out how to like make his design work in 3D. Because I remember the first adventure game. The scenes where he has like his mouth all wide, like look out, Tails,
God.
And like there's like the flappy mouths in Sonic Adventure 2. I don't think it was until like the 360 PS3 era where they managed to like sort of hone in on it. Or I think they were giving him the side mouth at that point.
Yeah. Do you know what I want? I want a Robotnik game.
Like there's a Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. That's about all we have right now.
But you don't play as him.
Right.
Here's my pitch for a Robotnik game, real quick. It's like fucking Armored Core, but instead of building a mech, you're building Robotnik's battle vehicle, and you're hunting down fucking Sonic in every level.
That'd be neat. You ever seen the Omelette fan art?
Well, what?
There's like in Sonic Mania, there's like one Robotnik boss where he's in a spider robot.
Yeah.
And like he's hanging upside down, but inverted. It looks like it's a girl, like a little girl version of him with like a dress, like in the cockpit. So they had people like drawing like fan art of like this hypothetical adopted or whatever daughter of his, and like I'd be open to that. Like sort of a Eggman Jr.
Do you know what struck me about Robotnik? Is that he's kind of not a gigantic dick.
Mm-hmm.
Like didn't he have like a sister that Shadow liked? And
that was his niece, or maybe it was his,
no,
it was his cousin. I don't know.
Well,
yeah, Maria.
Like that always teared me up a little bit. Like he felt sad over that, and he may have I don't fucking remember Sonic Adventure 2 that much.
Mm-hmm. I remember the epilogue where he's like talking to Tails about like how he looked up to his grandfather and da da da, and it's like there was like a little bit of a heartfelt moment between a bunch of the characters at the end. So that was pretty cool.
Also, what the fuck happened to that Green Shadow?
What?
The Mephistopheles character.
Oh,
what the fuck was that? I just found out he existed, or
that was in 06, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they probably want you to forget about that. Well, I mean,
what if they put Silver in this movie? What they should do is make him like, if they're gonna do the thing, here's what you do: you build up like Robotnik, like, yes, I have collected the gene sample through this quill, and you think it's either gonna be Metal Sonic or Shadow, and then everyone starts getting a headache and they collapse, and he walks out, and that's how they're gonna rip off Mewtwo.
I was just thinking about, like, speaking of Metal Sonic, like, the one good example of a Sonic movie done right is the OVA. You ever seen the Sonic OVA?
Is it good?
It's good. I wouldn't say it's great. It's got, like, it has some weird hiccups here and there. Because it's like, I don't know how it's like they built an entirely different world for Sonic.
Is that the one where the opening is him avoiding missiles?
I think so. It was based on Sonic CD, which is why they have Metal Sonic in it. But I don't think it's like... I mean, the story is basically its own thing. It is about, like, Metal Sonic being created, and there's, like, this... he's in, like, this anime world. There's a cat girl princess, and there's a few shots where you can see upper skirts. There's a part where he flips off Eggman.
Okay, that's fucking old OG Sonic. He'd fucking flip you off.
Like, I think that's only in the Japanese version, though.
I need to watch the Japanese version now.
Yeah, it might be in all the versions. I'm not entirely sure.
You know what I was thinking about with Metal Sonic? Fucking Godzilla gave Mecha Godzilla to the world. Like, everyone, make a mecha version of your enemy. It's cool, guys.
Reminds me, I saw the trailer for King of the Monsters, the last trailer.
Doesn't it kind of look awesome?
It looks pretty good. I mean, like I've said before, I'm not that into kaiju movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I think last time we talked about Godzilla, I mentioned how the human characters don't really seem to like be that important. But it was neat to see them like saying, we're gonna fight along with them, and then they shoot a bunch of missiles at Ghidorah or whatever.
Yeah, I just want to see like fucking like the military roles and every missile hit the target. I want a fucking American Ava movie done by Legendary.
Do you think they could pull it off, though? Like, who do you think would have to be attached to that?
They would need to have like a team of like 12 directors. They have to handpick, but like what they do, they give you a psych eval. If you land anywhere near sociopath / Hideki Anno, they call you in. Mm-hmm. And Anno himself, what they do is they make it like, I don't know. I'm just picturing like Zaylee, but they're all the directors.
I could see Terry Gilliam pulling it off.
Yeah.
You ever seen any of Terry Gilliam's movies?
I've heard the name a lot.
He did Time Bandits, Brazil, Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Yeah.
Pretty recently, just like last month, he finally managed to release The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, which is a movie he's been trying to make for like 30 years. And
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he worked on Monty Python. He directed Holy Grail.
Yeah. Fuck. I can see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 12 Monkeys is another one. Bruce Willis time travel movie. A lot of these I actually haven't seen. I saw Brazil a long time.
Brazil? What's that about?
It's like a sort of 1984 type comedy.
Was there a scene where like there's a filing room and there's a guy with weird glasses?
Yeah.
Ask me how I know about that film.
How do you know about that?
It was parodied in Jupiter. They had Terry Gilliam play the guy from that scene.
It was parodied in what?
In Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, okay.
They fucking make a reference. You know what I've learned? Never reference a film better than your own.
Yeah, a lot of the production design, I think of all of his movies, is really interesting. Because I remember, like in Brazil, they have like the tiny computers, but with the magnifying glass screens.
I see.
Remember that?
Kind of. I once saw a movie of my stepdad.
Right.
And I was like half zonked out watching it.
Yeah, but Terry Gilliam actually fought to release it intact in his own vision. Because I remember, like the studio, like they wanted a happy ending, and like they wanted like the love triumphs all like Hollywood.
You angered the studio.
I caught it. Never mind. But like the studio wanted like the happy ending, and Terry Gilliam wants like more of a bleak, downer ending. And he actually managed to get his way. He fought tooth and nail. I think he actually made it public in like a magazine. Like he wrote the. Like I guess the studio had a magazine that people could write Q&As into, and he just wrote like, "Hey guys, why haven't you released my film Brazil?" And like it got people talking to the point where they eventually had to cave and let him do his thing. And it actually ended up being a success. Not so much for a lot of his other movies, but yeah, they like. I'm really glad that his latest movie finally got released. Hell, Orson Welles actually had a movie get released this year.
What film?
I can't remember the name of it, but it's a movie that was like in the like editing trash can for like decades and obviously because Orson Welles has been dead since 1985 or so.
Wow, that's really close to being fitting.
Yeah, you know Orson Welles voiced Galvatron. Or like like the planet eating guy.
Yeah, that's fuck.
Yeah, the one that can turn into the planet.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's not Galvatron. Unicron.
Yeah, Unicron. And there was an interview with them. I think it was like the month before he died or something, because like this was after it got released, and he was just like, "Oh, Transformers sucks. It's like it's just made to sell toys to children. It's totally pointless." And he just hated.
Like, he's I hear like he's one of the gigantic cunts of the industry. Excuse my language.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Like I actually, speaking of movies, recently I watched Jodorowsky's Dune. It's a documentary about Alejandro Jodorowsky going through the pre-production of his Dune movie. And Dune, like his adaptation of Dune would have been like almost completely different from the source material. And like there's a scene where he says like, you know, I was raping a Frank Herbert like this, but I did it with love. And like I think Frank Herbert was actually behind the idea of it being a completely different thing from the novel.
Do you know what I really like? I really like stories like Dune or even Morrowind, to an example. Mm-hmm. Morrowind is really strange and alien compared to Yar har, we're fucking Vikings and Skyrim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's something in Jodorowsky's Dune that really resonates. Well, like more about Jodorowsky's Dune is what's really interesting is like how many big names were assigned to. I mean, that's the thing that gets talked about whenever somebody brings up Jodorowsky's treatment of Dune is that it was sort of like the jumping off point for a lot of famous people who ended up working in like really big sci-fi movies, like H.R. Geiger. Before, like, he didn't even work in movies before Jodorowsky approached him. All he did was impressionist art and like just sold his art, and then it was through like working with in the pre-production of Dune that he eventually got hired by the people who did Alien. And same, like, I think the guy who did the guy who did the special effects work for the concepts for Dune also was like top billed as the prop designer for Alien as well. There's a lot of and like there's a bunch of big name actors: Orson Welles, Salvador Dali,
The fuck?
Mick Jagger, like a ton of these super huge names that they had like interested, like they approached to like be in this movie, and it never got made because the studios just didn't have any faith in like this super visionary director. One thing also was that Jodorowsky wanted it to be like 10 hours long. I don't think that he actually wanted it to be 10 hours long. The way he phrased it was, if this story that I want to tell is going to be like, if it needs to be 10 hours long, 20 hours long, I'll do it that way. But I don't know if like it doesn't sound like he was like, no, it's going to be 10 hours long and that's final. Like, I think that is more like, if it needs to be that long, it will be.
I kind of see the studio's point of view, but god damn them to hell, I want to see this movie.
Like, it would have changed like sci-fi as movies as we know it. If Dune did come out, there would probably be no Star Wars, no Terminator, no Alien, because like all those movies were directly inspired by what Dune could have been.
You know, imagine if it was a gigantic fucking flop.
I imagine it might have been.
Like, it fucking comes out and it's unwatchable garbage.
I don't know about that.
No, just like picture with like all this effort and all the actors are sitting there and they're watching this and they go, "Where's the cyanide capsules?"
Mm-hmm. Like, I could see it easily coming out the same way as something like Jupiter Ascending, where it's like you have these people with total creative control over everything they do. But then again, like, Jodorowsky had creative control over stuff like The Holy Mountain and El Topo, which were brilliant movies from what I understand. I haven't gotten around to watching either of them. But yeah, it would have changed sci-fi movies forever in like ways that we can't really imagine, because it was so long ago, and like stuff like Star Wars is like just permeated pop culture so deeply that we can't really fully imagine a world without that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I was gonna say something about. Fuck! It just jumped out of my head.
H.R. Geiger's really got some really cool stuff.
Yeah. You should see his work on Dune. It's really interesting the way he draws like the sandworms and like the temple. Like there's like a temple, the Emperor. Who's played by Orson Welles' character plays, like this giant fat emperor, and like the temple is sculpted, but like his face is the entry point, and when like the hatch door is his mouth, and like he sticks out his tongue as a landing pad.
The fuck! I want to see this movie. Is the script out there?
There are only like 2 books containing like the entirety of, and it's like the size of like 2 phone books.
The script?
Yeah. Or like it's the script and all the concept art. So it's like what he would go around to show the producers.
Has he released them?
Not to my knowledge.
God, if he released the fucking script, I would work on that shit. I would help make it 10 hours long.
Jodorowsky is like 90 and he's still making movies.
I hope he still makes movies based on what I heard. I hope that when he, unfortunately passes away, that book is released to the public and we get to read this masterpiece.
No, he's gonna live like till he's 300, according to him. Like, that's what he wants to do. So, like, he's like, don't ever give up on your dreams. And I dream of being immortal. So, he's like one of those really crazy types.
I like crazy filmmakers.
Yeah, me too.
Like, have you ever heard interviews of Wes Craven?
I haven't seen any.
You know that he grew up in a family that wouldn't let him watch any movie unless it was Walt Disney? He saw his first non-Disney movie at the age of 22. It was To Kill a Mockingbird. And next thing you know, they asked him, hey, you want to do Last House on the Left? He said, sure. Also, one last Wes Craven fact. So have you seen The Hills Have Eyes?
No.
Have you seen the cover? Or there's this really deformed guy, bald dude on the cover, got this kind of face.
I think so.
That guy, the character name was Pluto. His actor had no makeup on. The guy was kind of fucked up.
I was thinking about like the difference between because Jodorowsky actually did mention that when David Lynch's Dune movie came out, his kids actually had to drag him to go see it just to like get it out there. It's like, we like it's a therapeutic thing. We need you to see it just so we can move on with everything. And he's like, fine, whatever. And then he's sitting there and watching it, and he's like, and he just says, And then I realized that I'm happy with this because the movie is shit. He didn't actually do better than me because the way he looked at David Lynch was that he's this really great. He is a good director, real visionary. But all of that vision was just stripped from him by the studio. So it wasn't. It was a movie that wasn't made by David Lynch. It was made by the studio and the producers. Yeah, it was a producer's movie, and that made me think about. Another movie that I'd seen recently that I can't really put my name on it. I just saw it yesterday, but it's just slipping my mind. But that felt like a movie made by the studio. It's still a good movie on its own right.
I'd put it as my favorite movie in that franchise. That's the thing. The Force Awakens is truly a great film. Oh yeah, it's fucking Avengers.
It's Avengers, yeah. It's I saw Endgame yesterday.
Now it's a fucking studio's movie through to the bootlace, but it was possibly my favorite Marvel movie.
I'd say it's in my top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
Like Marvel Studios movies.
Yeah,
not counting like the Raimi Spider-Man movies. Or anything.
That's what I mean.
Like the Spider-Man movies are a director's movie.
I consider the first two to be the same film.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, because I can't put them apart. They're just perfect in my eyes. Pizza time!
I'm not paying for those. But I don't know. There are some Marvel Studio movies that feel like they're more made by the director. Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians 2 is written and directed by James Gunn. So you know that...
it was quality.
Yeah.
I also fucking like Incredible Hulk.
Really?
That final fucking fight sticks with me to this day.
See, I thought I thought it was too dark, and I couldn't see what the hell was going on.
True, I was also fucking 7 when I watched it. Look at Hulk fighting that big motherfucker! Woo! Yes, I was really cool. Oh yeah, I wasn't like that. If you fucking talk in the theater with me, I break your neck. I just grab you and I put you in a sleeper hold and you never wake up.
I kind of had that I remember when I saw Infinity War at the Apollo, and I went to see Endgame at Regal. In both instances, the volume was really quiet. So I don't know if you had the same experience.
It was kind of quiet.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's something that all the movie theaters.
Maybe
are
it's
doing
for
now.
hearing issues.
Yeah, because whenever there's a quiet dialogue scene, or if there's an action scene and there's dialogue, then you can barely hear what people are saying. I mean, that to me at least.
Yeah, I want to say some things about the movie, just some general thoughts. I fucking love a you savage Bruce Banner.
I was kind of mixed on.
I felt it was a bit weird, but at the same time, it's fucking savage Bruce Banner being used in an MCU movie.
Yeah, see, I like it better when the Hulk and Banner are separate entities.
I think that I hope they do a Hulk movie thing where Hulk breaks loose.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was going to happen when the Tilda Swinton pushed his soul out of his body.
Same.
And, Hulk was going to take over.
Do you know what I would have liked to see actually? Fucking he's going he's in the building, he's being trapped. Fucking Hulk rips through that shit as World Breaker Hulk, and he fucking snaps.
Nah.
I'm sad he didn't get to put a single finger on Thanos.
Yeah, me too.
Also, fucking Star-Lord had 8 lines in the movie, I counted.
I mean, like him and like the other half of the cast were all dead up until the end.
Yeah, but when they come back, I'm with it. I was crying from the pure nostalgia. All these years come to an end.
I saw a screenshot actually shows when in one of the shots Howard the Duck is actually in the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I like Howard the Duck.
Has a reason to rewatch it, I guess. But
Do you even know when to do a Marvel Zombies movie with Howard the Duck?
oh, it won't. I don't know. Like I don't know if Disney Marvel will do that.
I want Howard the Duck to go to Deadpool.
Yeah. What'd you think of Fat Thor?
I thought that was fucking hysterical. I'm sorry. I saw it with my mom, my sister, and my grandma. Ask me why they want to see Avengers. They want to see Thor. I heard them. I'm sorry. I thought it was fucking hysterical. It kind of also made me like Thor a bit more than usual.
Yeah.
That they stripped him of his power.
Yeah, it does seem like the writers are making. Because I think that it was like somewhere along the line, the writers realized that Chris Hemsworth is really funny, so they decided to give him more comedic roles. So like I think it's really fitting that they made him join the Guardians of the Galaxy. So like I'm looking forward to Guardians 3, and
Yeah.
James Gunn is going to be directing it. So
I heard. Only way that movie could get better is if the villain is fucking. They had a villain. I don't even know his character. I want to see him. It's a fucking tiger alien with a machine gun laser hand. I want him to show up.
yeah, it's making me think like of now that Endgame's over, like where are they going to go from here? Like what big villain do you think they're going to build up for the next like arc or whatever?
Here's my fan guess. Galactus. Proper Galactus.
If they manage to get the rights to Fantastic Four, which did they?
I think so, but here's how I would do Galactus. Remember that big floating head in space, the Celestial in Nowhere?
Yeah.
You know, somewhere like that, there's this basically a floating petrified being. When it kept doing all that snapitudes, it fucking woke him up. He goes, the world is fresh again, and you know, and here's who I would have play him. I would fucking, oh wait, no, Josh Brolin played Thanos.
Oh yeah.
No, oh fuck, Christopher Lee's dead. Bruce Willis is Galactus. I'm sorry.
Have you seen any recent Bruce Willis movies?
No, how bad?
He's basically sleepwalks through all of his roles.
Oh fuck.
So I don't know about that.
I was mainly chipping. I don't know who I'd play Galactus.
Yeah.
No, do you know what'd be another cool villain though they could use? They could use like something from the astral realm instead of Spacey. Or they could even have General Thunderbolt build the Dark Avengers deal. Because you already have Vulture's alive, Ghost is alive, Abomination's alive. You have the Scorpion exists in universe.
Yeah, that's something that they haven't done yet in the MCU is have like a league of villains.
Yeah, and is Baron Zemo alive?
He was in Ultron, right?
He was, I think he was in Ultron, but he was also, he was the Civil War guy.
Right, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think he is still alive.
And imagine if they meet together. I want fucking Abomination to return, but I want him to look like the comics. Like, give him, like, fins and scales. I love Abomination. He's my favorite Hulk villain.
Yeah, it would be interesting if they, like this is just me like off the top of my head, and this is probably a terrible idea, but if they got the rights to have My Hero Academia characters show up.
I want All Might, and you have nothing to fear. All Might is here. And then you hear Hulk say, do you really have to fucking announce yourself like that? You know Mark Ruffalo Hulk says the F-bomb quite a bit.
Really?
You know he's saying it off screen. You know he's like, you know, fuck your fucking place.
I thought I missed something in the movie.
No.
Did any of them drop the F-bomb?
I didn't catch any F-bombs.
Okay, because I know that you're allowed one F-bomb in a PG-13.
Do you know who should get the F-bomb? I want the F-bomb to go to fucking Thanos. His last words are, motherfuckers.
And I still remember Nick Fury almost got to get that out.
Yeah, also his Aunt May did. I want Aunt May to show up, you know, fucking make her Spider-Woman. This is really creepy. And also, Miles Morales exists in this universe.
Really?
His uncle shows up.
Oh yeah,
Prowler.
Yeah, Don Glover. Like he's the guy who Spider-Man webs.
Oh my God, Prowler joins the Dark Avengers, and then they need a leader, and that leader is Captain Hydra. Did you? I'm sorry. My favorite part of that whole fucking movie was when you think it's gonna be a fight, and he goes, "Hey, Elijah."
Yeah, that was cool. It was kind of a. I think it was kind of a
Nice lampshade.
It was kind of a middle finger also to that part in the comics where
Yeah.
it turns out that Captain America is evil.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I like that the two big Avengers left.
yeah, like I have mixed feelings about. I mean, yeah, I think that was handled tastefully, but at the same time, it's like you have like when you're when you're as woke as me, then you tend to notice some things. Probably reading too much into context, I think.
Yeah.
Of like the old white man handing off his mantle to the young spry black man, or the part where Peter Parker gets rescued by all the girls.
Okay, the girls. That was the one part I thought was bigger too. I liked having the girls show up.
Yeah, it didn't bother me that much, but it's one of those things that kind of like sticks in the back of your head.
No, what I can't get out of my head is there's this fan art of something they call Mommy Dumb Wasp with Spider-Man being forced into a trans girl. That fucking shit has been burned in my brain. It offends every fucking person involved in that situation. Also, Captain Marvel didn't really show up that much.
Yeah.
Remember when they said, like, she's gonna shave the Avengers? And, like, all she does is, like, fucking fist fight Thanos.
Yeah, I think that the Russo brothers really didn't want her to be in the movie at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she does blow up the ship. And it makes
True.
me wonder, like, because I was watching the Red Letter Media review of it, and it's like, well, why didn't she blow up everybody else if she could blow up a giant ship?
Because she had to get a new haircut.
And like the part where like after Thanos like just pastes the entire Avengers compound with his ship, it's like, why do you even need like troops on the ground? Just like do another like barrage.
Maybe Thanos just wanted to see them die personally. That fucking scene was great. I love how you see that little bird outside. You see Ant-Man smile. Then fucking ear rape bomb blast.
Yeah.
The only thing that could have made this... I fucking hate one thing about this movie. It fucking drove me insane that they didn't use the Stan Lee opening on this fucking movie.
Yeah. Did they do like a in memory of at the end? Or?
I didn't see it in memory.
Oh, okay.
But they already did that for Captain Marvel, I bet. What they should have done is dedicated to every fucking writer who made all these characters over the years. Like, you dedicate each of them by name.
I know that Enter the Spider-Verse had a in memory of Steve Ditko at the end. I haven't seen Enter the Spider-Verse yet. That's one thing that I've been really meaning to.
Neither have I. I saw like a clip of it that was hard, but the quality was too low, and it was really strange.
Did you ever get around to watching the rest of My Hero Academia, the one that I gave you?
I'm still watching it. I'm sorry. I got caught up on Netflix.
Yeah, take your time. I don't really need it back.
I'm sorry.
I
I apologize, sir.
I've actually kind of like lost interest in My Hero Academia, to be honest.
You know what? I like the setting more than I like the story.
Yeah, I like the characters more.
Yeah.
Like I think that they do a good job of like making each character like have a lot of personality.
I fucking like his mom. I want his mom to have a little spin. Like, she needs an episode to herself where like she gets like fucking villains show up. What's her power? That she levitates things?
Yeah, she like can like attract objects to her hands or whatever.
Imagine if she like fucking Kali mod somebody's heart.
Yeah, she has a couple good moments in the series. Like I think in season 2 or like she. I'm not gonna say anything because I can't really articulate the scene that I'm thinking of, but yeah, she has a few really good moments. She actually feels like a really developed character.
Do you know what character? They made that fighting game. I'm not buying that fighting game until they get one character. That fucking Godzilla who shows up in the movie.
Yeah.
I want him in there, and doing his special move should be he fucking calls in XP Rodan and XP King Ghidorah.
Speaking of other superhero movies, I saw this trailer that's going around of like a evil Superman movie. It's called Brightburn.
Oh, I heard of that.
Yeah. I haven't seen the whole trailer. I just see like the Facebook ads.
Yeah.
It looks kind of interesting. I don't see it being an effective horror movie. It's more of just a dark superhero movie.
I saw. I'm on a script writer chat. By the way, if all the scripters on there. Oh, we don't like them MCU movies. They aren't high art. I prefer to watch a fucking Stephen Lynch movie while petting my Persian cat. No, fuck you. You're a writer. I'm a writer. We're all fucking. I don't know. But like they were talking some shit about the writers of the movie and the producers, saying that they are a bad group. But do you know what would be a more interesting idea for a thing? Make a movie where there's a superhero thing like the X-Men, but they're fucking dangerous as shit. Like, they're a mutated human. Why do they emphasize with humans? Make them like, I don't know.
Like, it reminds me of New Mutants is coming out this year, I think.
Hopefully, what if it turns out to be a better movie than you expect?
I'm hoping so. I remember that, like, the first time I watched the trailer, I wasn't so sure about it. But I kind of had to let the idea sit with me, because, like, the idea of a superhero horror movie is, like, kind of out there. But I think they could make it work.
Do you know who I think is the fucking scariest superhero to exist? The fucking Wolverine. He's fucking like, all right, Logan, you're going to have to defend these poor innocent people. And you see him just cutting off arms, legs, teeth, and eyes.
Oh, you'd love the Wolverine video game.
Oh.
It's the one that was based on X-Men Origins.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's actually better than the movie.
Also, there is one thing I'd like to see in there. Like there's one awesome scene of gore I came up with for a Wolverine thing. He stabs the guy who's walking, and he has to bring back the guy's chest for some reason. Just chopping the guy up as he walks, just like cutting onions. Oh, that'd be a great name for a villain scene. I don't know. They call me Onions, and he gets cut.
Also, Dark Phoenix is coming out.
Yeah, I see that trailer a lot. Like, every time I go to Apollo, I see an order. That trailer, Artemis... let me do it like that narrative.
Artemis Fowl.
I haven't seen that trailer yet.
Like,
I actually forgot that was, like, you brought that up.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the new Harry Potter.
Yeah, that seems
Not in quality, but in how they're marketing it.
I would love to see them maybe have a Netflix series, give another shot at a Percy Jackson adaptation.
Yeah. Speaking of Greek myth, remember you went to see that Ghibli film Spirited Away and they had that Mythopolis sketch? I saw it online. That shit's fucking adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I still think about that from time to time.
Like, I like how they did Medusa on that. Also, I really like the fucking, like... I'm sorry, every time I see a crab claw click, I think of Crab Rave.
Oh yeah, it's like they just have to caption something that makes people angry or something.
Yeah. Do you know what I want to see though? So there's a giant crab monster in Godzilla. I want him in the new fucking movie where he's just clacking his claws, and it's Crab Rave. You know what I'm really excited for is that there's this new Godzilla film. There's gonna be one movie after Godzilla vs Kong, and they say it's gonna end. They're gonna end the MonsterVerse with that, and I'm happy. Maybe it could prove that we don't need combined universes. Yeah. Though, if we could get combined universes, I want the fucking Dark Universe. That shit could have been good.
I don't know about maybe.
It could have been if they had a good director, a good writer, and they used the Invisible Man. Make it like a murder, like make it a movie where he's a spy. But
it seems like the studios were really intent on it being like more of an action League of Extraordinary Gentlemen type of movie.
I had this idea of how I would do something like that. My idea is it would be a Jekyll and Hyde TV series. But in the first season, you're introduced to the chemist that he's buying his stuff from named Jack Griffin, who turns out to be the Invisible Man later on. This Dr. Jekyll is working with the police to help with this horrible murderer who chops people up. Turns out it's Dr. Frankenstein. It turns out that Dr. Frankenstein's building a female monster because Frankenstein is basically blackmailing him, or I'll turn you into this guy named Vlad. And you kind of build it up, but you make it more horror and suspense than action. But there will be cool fights.
I remember there was a Jekyll and Hyde TV show on BBC.
Oh, was it good? Oh,
I heard it was pretty good.
I was gonna fucking pitch it to BBC. Fuck. Benedict Cumberbatch is Jekyll, and I'm thinking about that guy from the British Office.
Ricky Gervais?
Ricky Gervais is Hyde. Because that's a fucking good casting. He was in the fucking the Mummy movie, but he was the fucking best part. Jekyll and Hyde are a really underrated character by the fucking way.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like a lot of people, because I know that and this is after like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comics and film, like people seem to look at Jekyll as being more like the Hulk. Like it seems like it's kind of like, it's weird because Hulk was based off of Jekyll and Hyde, and then that sort of overshadowed what it used to be back in the Victorian times.
So, like, I'm not huge on League's Hyde. Like, I don't know. I like the Invisible Man. I don't like how I got, That's my one thing I didn't like in there.
Did you read the comics, or did you only see the movie?
I read the comics where he gets horribly violently raped to death.
Uh-huh.
Like, with Grant Morrison, like, no, honey, you don't kill a character like that. I don't know. Oh, man. Do you know what I would like to see a fucking movie of, though? I want them to do a Universal Monster movie, but it's set in World War II and they're special soldiers. I want to see... Can you picture fucking Frankenstein with a tank on his arm? Oh, that'd be fucking cool. All right, no, yeah, but I don't know. Do you think that Endgame is going to start do you think it's going to revive Justice League ideas?
I hope not. I hope that DC just goes their own direction.
I hope they do a thing where you make different, like, make it like different Earths, where one could be a darker one for, like, the Joker.
Do you think general audiences would be able to keep up with that, though?
Well, true, but maybe you'd put, like, a big thing, like Earth 1's the Joker, or Earth 2's Shazam. And that's how you could do interdimensional stuff.
Like, if they did something like Enter the Spider-Verse, where it's all like really snappy and like, again, like I haven't seen Enter the Spider-Verse, but like when I get around to watching it,
I heard it's a tight film.
Yeah, like it has to like have a really tight script in order for that to work.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about like my proposed JoJo's live action movie, and like how that would be like have to do with like alternate dimensions and like there would be like hints to like the other like parts, like maybe Johnny Joestar shows up in a wheelchair.
Do you know what I would do as a character? He has a stand that allows him different like future sight, but the future sight lets him see different worlds as different possibilities.
That's actually the main villain from Part 7, President Funny Valentine. Is that he like his stand, dirty deeds done dirt cheap, and I think that's what his ability does, is that it lets him see into like other timelines and dimensions.
If you do that movie, you have to use my uncle as him. My uncle is infamous for coming down the driveway. He'd walk. We have a driveway's long, right? And he'd walk down there. I'm gonna back up to do this. Dirty jeans, Thunder Chief. He'd sing that, and you hear through the woods. But he was singing Dirty Jeans, Thunder Chief. And my mom would get pissed and fight him because he's not saying Dirty Deeds, Thunder Chief.
Yeah, we've been going a long time when we start segueing into stories about your family.
I'm sorry. Can I tell some family shit that's been going on recently?
Sure.
So, we have plumbing issues. We, for one time, didn't have running water for fucking 4 weeks. So this time, I'm sitting on the couch, or sitting in a chair, my grandma's on the couch, and we got 2 dogs. One dog jumps up, ears perks, walks into the bathroom. Other dog, ears perked, jumps up, walks into the bathroom here. So we walk in there. Fucking toilet. You know that the pipe shoots out water? It's shooting out of the toilet onto the ceiling. It's fucking raining in there because the water's coming down. So our grandfather, we have to call him down there. He walks in there, looks down, says, wow, the floor is wet. I'm drenched. My grandma's drenched. It's fucking raining. The dog's jumping in the toilet trying to get that water stream. And he says, floor is wet. And to quote my grandmother, if he doesn't come home with those parts to fix it today, I will fucking strangle him. I apologize, sir.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this before, but like adaptations that you think would fit for like American anime movies.
I have an interesting one. Death Note, but not done like how they did it. Do it from Ryuk's point of view. Make Ryuk the narrator. And what you do is in the film version, you add a second Kira, where he starts saying, what if I give a second book? And you have him going between the two, but you don't know verse 2 till halfway through.
I don't know how you'd be able to make that work.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my fucking idea. Do a twist with it. Or fucking Full Metal Alchemist by Guillermo del Toro with special effects with Doug Jones. It's fucking, have Doug Jones as fucking Mustang. I went to Full Metal. Who would you cast as Armstrong?
Probably Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, that's fucking great. I went the curly Q on him. God, he's a fucking perfect cat. He can fit so many damn roles.
Yeah.
Maybe for another one that could work with as an American movie, maybe Akira.
I've heard that they've been trying to do that for a while. Or I think it might be just Japan's trying to do a live action remake. Like, I don't know if like you have to like Americanize it pretty like you have to like change the setting and like change the names of the characters even for it to work. I remember Chronicle had some like references to Akira in it because it was about like a psychic teenager going rogue, and there were some like visual like references and like like I kind of wish Chronicle was a better movie. It just felt like it was too depressing for me because I love it whenever there's psychic powers in movies or any fiction really. Like a lot of my favorite games, like movies, TV shows often involve like kids with psychic powers at one point or another.
Thoughts on Psychonauts?
Psychonauts, Mob Psycho, Yu Yu Hakusho, I guess.
I mentioned that a bit.
As told by Ginger, there's a character who can actually move stuff with her mind.
So there's this game, Jaws Unleashed on the PS2. It's a fucking marvelous game. There's a trailer for Psychonauts that I watched all the fucking time. It's a weird thing. I can't play the game because I only remember enjoying the trailer so much.
Yeah, like
also, fucking Jaws Unleashed is a fucking. You can fight Shamu. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's a ton of games and shows I loved growing up.
Did you like Professor Xavier?
Well, he was a telepath.
Oh.
I liked stuff where it was psychokinesis.
Ooh. Did you like Destroy All Humans?
Yeah.
I want a movie of that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Here's who you have directed. James Gunn directs it. And do you know what my idea for a plot is? You do like a generational thing where there'd be like a trilogy where it's different eras. Cause fucking Cold War was great. But imagine fucking 2000s as a 50s UFO landing here. Oh shit.
Here we go again.
God. I saw the funniest fucking trailer thing with that ever. It's fucking Mortal Kombat 11. And it turns out it's not microtransaction horror. That's not the issue. The issue is false difficulty, and I'll always say that. But they found a pose in story mode where Baraka's in the same pose as TJ. And they put him there, and they have one of a tower boss. They go, oh, fuck, here we go again. They kind of made Baraka black. Like, they kind of gave him, like, I don't know.
Yep. Talking about GTA now just kind of makes me sad. I'm just kind of sad, like, where it's gone, or, like, how it's... I mean, I have the hiccups. I've been getting the hiccups all day.
I hear that if you hold your breath and pound your chest, it helps.
Yeah, I've been doing that all day, too. It's like, I don't know. I was thinking about, like, there was that spin-off project. I looked into it a bit. Leslie Jensen, or like one of the original creators of GTA, the GTA series. Like the name of the game that he's working on is just called Everywhere, and it sounds like a sci-fi GTA where it's like you can play as all these different NPCs or like anyone you want in this world. And that it's like going to be like this huge map with, but it's like I guess it's going to be more simplified than the maps in GTA, the more recent GTA games, where it's just all this unnecessary detail.
Imagine if it was fucking on console.
It looks like that's going to be the case.
Yes.
They might try to do that. But right now, it sounds like it's just in basic pre-production. Like, it doesn't even have an alpha yet, as far as I'm aware, as of right now.
I also kind of hope it's kind of gory.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like gory movies and games, if done well, of course.
So yeah, speaking of gratuitous games, there's a Kickstarter that was just raised by this studio that does animated porn, and it's called Real Space or something like that. Or it's like made by Studio FOW, and they raised like over $2 million to get this game funded. So good on them. I'm just gonna stop talking now. Like, I think that we should wrap this up because this is probably starting to become annoying.
Real quick, I got one thing I want to say. I found out the most fucking awesome thing about Mortal Kombat Deception. There are Playboys in the game that you can find of pinups of all the main girls. Even the ones no one likes.
Yeah. And now all the girls in Mortal Kombat have to wear headscarves.
Yeah, they were trying to do, like, it looks better in the 2D concept. I will give them that. You know what I will appreciate, though? Even though they took out all the good-looking girls, they still have some fucking whip-fire comments and lines. My favorite thing is the character Cassie. Like, every monster from Hour wants to fuck her. Baraka has a line about that. Collector has a line where it says, I will make you part of my breeding stock. And my favorite one is Shao Kahn says, you will be part of my harem. He goes, ew, then fuck off. And his next line is, I like women with fire. And he does the biggest pedo grin he can. Well, this has been The Monkey Bar.
And I've been Tony.
I've been Zach.
And this has been, as you've said,
The Monkey Bar.
The Monkey Bar.